too silent. They thought we were gone. That we had fallen behind. But in the dark, we've been preparing. We've sharpened our skills. We've refined our craft. And now, we're back. A new era begins. 6 weeks of racing. 2 different formats. Sprint racing and 75-minute races. 6 tracks. Nürburgring, Germany. Kalami, South Africa. Monza, Italy. Silverstone, Great Britain. Barcelona, Spain. Spa, Belgium. SARCO Season 1 2025. Brought to you by Lekker Rubber with NAG. Supported by MSI, ALM Solutions, VA Auto Repairs and Celtic Tuning Midrand. SARCO, the way sim racing should be. Audi car owners looking for top-notch car service and repair without breaking the bank? At VA Auto Repairs, we're the VW and Audi specialist you can trust. Our expert team ensures quality repairs and maintenance with a guarantee of satisfaction. From brakes to engine overhauls, we can handle it all. Your car is in good hands. RMI approved, we deliver excellence at fair prices. Your safety and satisfaction, our top priorities. Book your car service today. Visit our website or call 011 315 4001. And don't forget to quote SARCO when making your booking. VA Auto Repairs, your trusted partner in vehicle care. Okay, let's try that again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, round number 4. Didn't push the mic. I was so excited about that introduction. But Silverstone, round number 4, 75 minutes back, 2 pit stops, and with me in the commentary box, Mr. Alan Patterson.
Dylan, good evening. Yep, these chaotic starts that we're having of late, but you did a fast recovery there and we're live. Indeed, here we are tonight. It is round 4 and we're coming to you live from Silverstone, and it looks like you've got a handle on this weather, the spring weather here in the UK, Dylan, because we saw some interesting things happening in the practice server.
And yes, we had some of the GSR guys in practice and came and said to me, like, what have you done to the server? The first time we went in, it was completely dry. The second time we went in, there was about 45 minutes of beautiful sunlight, and then all of a sudden a little 10-minute sprinkle comes in. And this is exactly what we want. We want this variability. We want the unknown, and all that does is just makes for interesting racing. Exactly.
And as we've already said, coming to you from the legendary Silverstone, steeped in history. We're talking Maggots and Beckett's, we're talking Chapel, the Hanger Straight, Vale, Club, Abbey, Brooklands. The list goes on of the history here. But tonight's going to be exciting. It is the 75-minute race. 2 compulsory pit stops required, but a limited tyre set available to the drivers. Only 4 tyres available. So we're going to have some interesting racing and hopefully some excitement here. Dylan, I see we've just gone sub 10 minutes of quali, so the guys are rolling out onto the out laps. I guess let's get on to. onto the track, and let's see what the quali times look like.
So far, currently first out on track here is VT Buerta. Behind him, we do have the number 44 of Jean-Ray Bierkes. A new livery there for Jean-Ray. He was very much in that pink, that purple monster. We got Paul Fento that's now gone off. That's very interesting. Tyron Marburg out in his Lamborghini, as well as Fred Conradi for GSR. Louis Serfontaine as well. Terry Wilfred, he's actually brought on a new member, and he's pulled Christopher Radloff, who's now joined us for the series for the last couple of races. We see Brandon DeSantos in the Mustang. Great looking livery there for Brandon with the Griffin Racing team. Robert Stoltz in his Ferrari, and Sean Loureiro, he's going to be looking to get this Mustang around the very, very, very famous Silverstone.
There we go. And well, I just cover for you here. You need to just share something for me, and then also your corners are not aligning with your track map at the moment, Dill, from that reboot, buddy. Gonna have to do a quick fix there. Right, we're waiting, as we've already pointed out. These guys are now out. They've just, or the guys that are out have started their fast laps. So we'll be bringing these to you as they come around. We did see earlier, I've just seen 42 as well, just going a little bit wide now. But we did see just now Paul the Wolf Fenter from LNR drive off the track. So I don't know if that's a ruined lap or what, but we'll bring you some lap times as and when they come in. No one yet at the moment has brought a time over, and we have 6 minutes and 40 seconds left of this 10-minute quali. So I'm currently watching Jean-Ray Bierkes, who's out on track at the moment. Vieter Buerta's on track, Sean Loureiro and T. Gomez and Ulrich de Jager. So limited number of cars out there. And then if I scroll down, there's a good couple more. Brandon DeSantis, Louis Serfontaine's out on track. Veronis is there. T. Meyerberg is here. Ruan Stoltz is here. And there we go. Catching up with our official live stream, and it's all coming back together again, and Dylan is almost and just about ready. Just some track corners to sort out.
And that's because as we went into the driver's briefing, I had to do a full reboot of everything.
So, man.
And we've been ready since, I'd say, 7 o'clock.
Indeed. We've been sitting waiting for this to happen. So not to worry, you're not going to miss anything. We will be bringing you times. Right, Vieter over the line. He does a 203.7. So Vieter Buerta is the first man to put a lap in. Second place, here comes Jean-Ray Bierkes, and he's 2.2 seconds behind. So Jean-Ray Bierkes does a 205.9 on that lap. Right, next coming, it looks like Etienne Mouton. Jean-Ray Bierkes, Ulrich de Jager, here we go. Now it starts to get a bit busy. Ulrich into second place, 8/10. Vieter Buerta still holding on to pole with a 203.7. T. Meyerberg comes over in fifth, 4.2 seconds back. So that's their lap done and dusted. F. Conradi goes into second place, 2/10 behind Vieter Buerta. So at the moment, it's Vieter Buerta, F. Conradi, Ulrich de Jager, Louis Serfontaine, and Jean-Ray Bierkes, your top 5. Okay, waiting. Next car coming. It looks like 41. Robert Stoltz. In AF Course Works Ferrari. He's going to come around. Final turn, comes over the start line now, and this puts him 6th place. Robert Stoltz, excuse me, 2.65 for that lap.
Sean Loureiro, pole position there for him.
That's a good time. 2 minutes, 2 seconds, 2.135 for Sean Loureiro. Runners goes very quick behind him, 1.4 seconds back, and he pops himself into second. Beatia Buerta comes down to third as we wait for the next guys to come over the line. This is going to be car 47. And it is Tyler Scott takes the Ferrari into second place, 1.2 seconds behind Sean Loureiro's time. So far we've got 10 times in. Bunch of cars coming along the back straight now. And those corners look perfect. Right, Jude Neville leading the oncoming slaught of drivers coming to the finish line. So Jude coming around the second last hairpin, and he's going to be now coming towards the line. Let's see where Jude goes. Oh, he's starting his quick lap. So Jude goes on to his quick lap.
So is Brandon starting his lap. Next up, Gideon Renner. Starting a lap there. Mazi van Dondo there in the background there. Also starting a lap there. Johan van der Venter. He crosses the line. And that is now putting him on the lap. Next up is Sean Domingo. Crossing line. A little flash of the lights there. Showing that he's on his lap. Ruan Heineke crosses the line. Starting a lap. Next one. Philip Minor. Our current championship leader. He crosses the line. Starting to put it. So it's going to be fast and furious. As they start closing up on the 2-minute mark. Mohat Musa, he's going to cross the line and get going. So he's only going to have a few seconds left to cross the line. But as Etienne, he crosses the line. Etienne puts it into pole position.
First, 2:00.995. That's a great lap by Etienne.
Johan, he's on a lap. I don't think he's going to have enough time. It's 2 minutes plus the end time. Sorry, yep. Just creating a bit of panic for myself.
Chris Heineke goes into pole, 159.4. So Chris Heineke puts it on the front row for Team GSRT as we wait for the next batch of drivers. And here they come. The whole bunch of drivers going to be coming, and we'll try and keep you updated. All of them, most of them starting quick laps. Yeah.
Jason Farmer on a quick lap. Chris Wall on a quick lap. Flip Van Zyl crossing lines to start his lap. Michael Donaldson, he's going to cross the line, and that's going to be a lap there for him. Christopher Radloff in the newcomer. Missed that driver, but here we go. Sanjan Pillay for the Alpha 1 Esports. Fast lap, and now it's just going to be rapid fire. We're not going to get them all. Yep. Darren Miller, he's going to approach the line in the background there. Herman Percival just in front. That was Renner. Didn't get to pick him up, but Percival.
Gideon Renner pole, 158.8 for Renner. Kruger second place now. Isham Domingo goes up into fourth place, and Jude Neville in fifth place. Ruan Heineke over the line. He takes fifth place now. And now it's My Name is Jeff goes into sixth place. Philip Minor goes to pole, 157.7.
Dale goes to eighth. We've missed the driver ahead of him. Next up is Mohat Musa. Mohat Musa goes tight on the inside. He takes it to a fourth position. Fourth. Johan Bluchnoot, you're putting that Mustang just about sideways as he exited out of turn number 17. It's now a closest line to the line, crosses second there for him. Behind him, Gerrie van Zyl goes into sixth place. Next up, Andre Serodio, right up against the wall there for him. Sixth for Andre Serodio. Henry Meyer, and we can take a quick breather as he goes through turn number 18, approaches the line. A second place there for Henry.
Second place, that's a great lap.
Fleming Bauer, teammate, third place. So it is a Pandacity 2 and 3. Next up, Christoph Pettersson coming across the line. He's going to go tight on the inside. Crossing line second. Sure. Just missed that accident in the background. Jason Farmer crosses the line. He goes to ninth.
Paul Fenter, 13th.
Flip Van Zyl, 19th there for him. Next up, Michael Donaldson. He goes into 10th. Christopher Radloff crosses the line in 20th place. Daniel de Villiers, 6th place there for him. Sanjan Pillay Alpha Esports, he goes to 12. Want the car just ahead. That is Darren Miller, 14th there for him.
14th. Yep.
Brandon Kruger in 8th place. Herman, he crosses the line. Is at 7th there for him. And the last person, Henry Platt. All eyes on him. As it looks like we've got Gomez, Wolford, DeSantos, Dylan Conway, and Brandon Holzhausen, who have not put in a time. Henry Platt is the last driver to go through turn number 18, crossing the line, and that puts him into 22nd place.
Great. That was awesome times. Yeah, very quick. While we wait for everything to tick over, let me give you an update on the drivers' standings at the moment. So this after 5 races, we've got Philip Minnar up in the position number 1 with 146 points. Second place is Gideon Renner. He is on 121. And third place is Christoph Peterson on 103. Then it's quite close from third place down. Daniel de Villiers in 4th place on 100 points, only 3 points back. Then it's Moat Musa for Project Vapor on 96 points in 5th place. Jason Farmer, 94 points in 6th place. Henry Platt, also 94 points in 7th. Chris Wall, 8th on 90. Herman Percival in 9th place on 76. And tied with him is Fleming Bauer on 10th. In 10th place on 76 points. So that's your top 10 as far as points goes.
So thank you very much for that update. We're just looking at what's happening in the chats. We see Hansi Marburg joined us. Good luck all. Daniel War Machine Morales all the way from the USA. Coconuts all the way from the USA. Thank you very much, Daniel, for joining us. Antonio saying, hey everyone, how's it, Dylan? And Jason Farmer, my boy. Yeah, Antonio showing her love there. Ellen welcoming everybody. Antonio saying, welcome, go Griffin boys. Hey, Ellen, you see, you also got a shout out there, Ellen.
I do. Thank you.
Sajid Pillay, evening all. Good luck, everyone. Have a great one, Ruin, in the SARCO colours. Yes, Ruin, no pressure, but you holding the flag high. Lucas has joined us as well. Evening, everyone. Good luck. Go GSR and Ruin in the SARCO car. Thank you, Lucas. We've also got Lucas saying, wow, Etienne, that was actually a great qualifying effort there for Etienne. Shamil Mohammed, we did see him practicing. Shamil was one of the drivers that missed the opportunity to join us for the league. But Shamil, we'll see you next one. Saying, sup, gents. And Lucas saying, what a quali. And David van Wyk, let's go OG and OGN.
Thanks, guys. And ladies, it's great to have you following and supporting the community on the YouTube channel. It really does help. So thanks, everyone. Right, we are live. As you can see, it's going to be a short stint to the line. And then we're for away. It's currently sunny. You can watch the weather widget up at the top. Cloudy, but the sun is out. There is no guarantee it's going to stay dry. We did see it change intermittent weather to full rain and then go back to full dry in the practice. So we're going to be up for an exciting race here at Silverstone.
And a little bit of the unknown is always fantastic.
Indeed.
And those guys that want to get out of the traffic early and they want to go and be clever with the pit stops, they can get this very wrong. You pit too early, the rain comes, you're out of sync, the dries up, you've now gone on the wet tires, which means you have to go and do it again. Man, oh man.
However, on the other hand, Darren, you could get it very right.
Most definitely. So, and yes, you're 100% right. We got a little shout out here for Memo. There he is. So, Darren Tulis Iri saying, go Veronis.
There we go.
So, there we go. Okay, so we are rolling. Let's see what happens through turn number 1. Jumping on Henry Platt, but I think the camera is a little bit higher, so we can actually pull out just a little bit more. And the starts are always a little bit nerve-wracking, aren't they?
They are. Let's make no mistake. Right, guys are waiting for the red lights to go green. Bear with us. We're going to watch from the helicam and follow them all the way through T1 and up through Maggots and Beckett's. Green, and we're off. Here we go. Philip Minnow up on the inside of the corner. Christoph Peterson on the outside, but Meyer looking up the inside and now side by side with Christoph and the Honda. So Meyer bringing the fire team. Fleming Bauer watching from behind. Christoph falls in a straight line right behind Minnow, and through Maggots and Beckett's they go. Just watching a little bit further back, I see Daniel de Villiers getting a little bit squirrely with the Mustang of Blichnote, but they're both going in the right direction, and they come out of the back end of Maggots and Beckett's, and it's the whole field. All looks good and clean, but here we go. Meyer chasing Christoph Peterson. Christoph running a bit wide, and Henry looking. Oh, okay, we made it through the first sector.
We made it. Okay, so now we can get down to the racing, and the Pandacity boys currently sitting in third and fourth place, chasing the LNR driver of Christoph Peterson, who did have an unfortunate coming together at the second chicane at Monza. But we are good, and we are currently racing, and it is jam-packed all the way down the field. As we look at Mohat currently in 9th place, chasing down Jason Farmer, who does have Daniel de Villiers in the PSWR car ahead. Michael Donaldson getting himself a little bit of a gap, but it's here in this midfield where you can just see it is jam-packed with cars, not much breathing space. But this is the probably part of the most crucial parts. It's just about remaining calm, hanging on to the position, and not trying to do anything too crazy.
Yeah. And through this inner complex, 14 and 15, Farm and Chapel and Village, going down the Wellington Straight now towards the Old Circuit, Brooklands. Guys are all in a straight line. It's amazing how much time you can make up through that sector. As we look at Daniel de Villiers, as he comes around Luffield and Woodcote, Miller, midfield in 14th place, and in the thick of things, jumping some drivers. That is Henry Meyer just ahead of him. So there's been a problem for Henry Meyer on the first lap that we missed. He's all the way down in 12th place here, Dylan.
Yes, it looked like we actually had a driver going into the pits, and I wonder whether that had anything to do with it. But Gideon Renault now right on the back of Brandon Kruger. You see, Brandon also had a tricky Monza, but now out currently in 4th place. And look, I still wouldn't discredit anything from Henry. He can most definitely still recover, make up some of these places, use the pit stops to his advantage as he goes up on the inside of Andre Serodio. Andre will have the inside as they go down into Vale, and it's going to be bravest on the brakes. Andre Serodio just slotting in behind, letting Henry go.
I had a look in the replay on my camera setup, and I went a minute back and it already happened. So whatever happened with Henry happened literally just after the Maggots and Beckett's stretch. Up the Hanger Straight and Stowe, he maybe went wide there and had it coming together with Christoph Peterson, but he is all the way now back fighting for 12th place and busy climbing back up through the grid as we're looking at Jeff LaRue.
With Jude Neville
having
a little follow-up behind Sean Lerero, and my name is Jeff, unfortunately loses 2 places.
I actually leave that on purpose for you to do that introduction because I just cannot do it as good as you. So there we go. Right, they're back on Etienne Mouton. We're looking at him in the Ferrari just behind a Henry Platt's Mustang, and up ahead it's Dale Price with
Christopher Radloff.
Welcoming back Christopher Radloff. Coming back to the Alpha One Esports team with Sunjan Pillay, so great to see Christopher Radloff back. Watching Sunjan as he heads towards Maggots and Beckett's, and up ahead of him it's a single file with Blicknote following Musa, following Farmer, following de Villiers as they go through their single file.
And Alan, that looks like that was Bauer possibly. No, Fleming's still going.
Ferrari. I think it's.
Was that Meyer again?
It might be Meyer actually.
No, but it's
No, it was a Ferrari.
It was a Ferrari. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So you might need to just give us some eyes on what had happened there. Gideon Renner in 5th place, trying to close up onto Brandon Kruger, 0.4 of a second behind him. But when we start looking at the straights here on this track, man oh man, the Mustangs definitely do haul coconuts down them. Oh, I thought that Gideon was going to have a little look on the inside there, but just not close enough to make that move. Applying the pressure as well, Mohad Musa, that BMW is looking very, very large in Jason Farmer's mirrors, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely. I've just flicked through a bunch of drivers down at the bottom of the timing sheets just to see if it's somebody we recognize. I'm not too sure it was a dark Ferrari. I don't know if somebody picked it up on the stream, but I can tell you Van Sale, Donaldson, Herman Percival, Chris Heineke, Ron Heineke, Louis Safontaine, Chris Wall and Ulrich de Jager have all already done a single pit stop. So they've got one of their 2 compulsory pit stops out the way. And unfortunately, Safontaine has a stop go 30, so he possibly might have sped into the pit lane or changed gears on his way out, and he's going to have to do a stop go 30 for that incident.
A newcomer here this evening, Dylan Conway, in the Red Bull Verstappen colours. He has joined us. He has joined us in one of the endurance races, but here he is now joining in the league. And down in 36th place with some pressure from Frankie Bierkus. No, Michael Donaldson. As Michael now moves to the inside, up into turn 1. And contact.
Now I think Michael might have bounced off that curb a bit, and he just sailed left into Dylan Conway's McLaren. So he's come off with the worst. The way Dylan just carried on with that. Currently, quickest man on track is obviously Philip Minnaar up ahead, and I can tell you that his lap time is a 57.470.
Oh my gosh! How are those cars not touching?
Oh dear, Matsiba Donda in the McLaren, and then almost 3 abreast as we're looking at the BMW of Isham Domingo, and now he has had contact, and they both turn around. We can see if there's a replay there, or possibly.
Yeah, let's go and see if we can grab that.
There we go. Oh, down into the tight section. Isham ahead. Now turns across, and Matsiba Dondo just clipping the back of the BMW, turns him around. So Vale and Club, they do eat cars for breakfast, lunch and supper around that complex.
And if you want to, you are able to phone in and then they'll do a delivery for you.
Exactly.
But 4th, 5th and 6th place as Gideon Renner goes wide, which is going to allow Daniel Dwellis to put some pressure around the outside, which is going to put him on the inside for the next one.
You cannot go through maggots and maggots side by side. And Daniel almost found out the hard way.
And I think Daniel did the right thing there, just to back off just 100%. A little bit. Rather catch the car and keep fighting on a little bit later again.
Yeah, it's not the place to try and go through there side by side, but Gideon Renner's he's not one to give up, and Daniel's already all over the back of him as they head up through Stowe and now coming to that technical section. Dropping a little bit further back, we're watching Paul Fenter going up the inside of Darren de Villiers. Darren Miller, sorry, for PWSR. And Paul the Wall Fenter sends that pass and makes it stick. So the Aston going through, and Darren Miller, Thriller Miller, dropping back into 14th place.
So Darren, I am keeping count. That is the second time he's got your name completely wrong, but at least it's a combination of the two now. The man in front, you can see on his 4th lap, he has gone quickest, 1:57.2 there for Philip Minnaar, and opening up a 3.6 second gap ahead of the man in 2nd place, Christoph with a K Peterson.
Dylan, drop down to 7th, please, Mr. Farmer, who's all over the back of Daniel de Villiers, and closely followed by Moat Musa, and closely followed by Blichnout as they come into the final couple of corners.
So our war machine Morales is like, why am I gripping onto my seat with these close calls? I'm not even driving.
Exactly.
It's vested interest. That's what's going on there. And there's Antonio saying, wowzers, guys, there's so much going on here.
Indeed.
100%. Andres Herodio is now in the sight of Paul the Wolfenter, and that's 0.4 of a second between 0.3 to Andre. Then there's 5 seconds. Then it's Sanjan who's trying to chase down Henry, but Paul looking for an opportunity, and it looks like that. Andre, that car is not looking happy.
No.
Paul's going to get the drive out down the hanger straight, and an easy overtake there for him in the end.
Yeah, Isham left and right had all sorts of cross-ups coming out the back end of Maggots and Beckett's. Henry Meyer on his way back up the field, now into 10th place, and he is arriving on the back end of Blichnote's Ford Mustang, who in his own right is busy trying to nibble on Muad Musa's BMW M4 just up ahead. So lots to debate here, a lot of positions, a lot of points up for grabs. You can see the timing sheets there on the tower from Brandon Kruger in 4th, Gideon Renner, De Villiers, Farmer. They're all under a second apart as we're looking back here from Blichnote at Meyer, and Meyer, the McLaren, looking very swift and very smooth as they go through Farm and Chapel and now through Village and onto the Wellington Straight now. Antonio, yowza, there's a lot going on. Indeed. Right.
Johan Blichnote trying to close up on Musa while we've got this battle of Blichnote and Meyer behind. It's a four-way horse. Like, how often do we see this?
Exactly. It's all happening here, and while the guys are looking forward to make the attack and try and take the position, the guys ahead are looking behind, because there's also guys coming from behind and trying to take positions. As you can see, there's a train of GT3 cars here as we go through Maggots and Beckett's.
And it's the same thing here for Brandon Kruger, who's trying to close down on Fleming, while at the same time, Gideon Renner is right behind him, looking for his opportunity. But then it's Daniel fighting with Farmer, Mohat chasing them, Blichnote chasing Musa with Henry Meyer now 3.3 seconds behind, and there's Sanjan Pillay just a second behind him. So we essentially have got between our first to 10th place, we're literally within maybe 3 seconds.
Yeah, big gaps. Minna, 4.3 seconds up the road.
Oh,
from
there,
Christoph
okay.
Peterson.
My bad. I got that very wrong.
No problem. It's
from 10th. Let's go 10th to 4th. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, we're all watching Henry Meyer. Oh, we dropped down. Here's Renner. Here we go. So Fleming Bauer ahead of the green Mustang. That is your position to count from. 3rd place. Then we've got Brandon Kruger. There he is in the Mustang. Then we have Gideon Renner. There he is in the Ferrari just behind the Mustang. Then we have De Villiers in the yellow Nissan with Jason Farmer right behind him in the Ferrari. Musa has in fact got by. And then we've got Meyer and Blichnote rounds out your top 10. And all of them are within 3 seconds of each other.
But now Sanjan's closed the gap. He's now 0.7. So he is now most definitely in this fight. We jumped down 3 places. And then you've got Andres Rodeo battling Darren Miller, battling Sean, battling Jude. Oh, Sean getting the power on, coming out of 17, and that Mustang lit up those tires. You swear he was trying to do a remake of Back to the Future.
Right, exactly. Here we watch Thriller Miller in his Nissan go through T1, hanging on to that car, and he is following as closely as he can. Andres Herodio was not happy through here on the previous lap as we jump quickly to Chris Heinecker, and here's a replay. And there we go, Chris Heinecker looking up the inside of that Ferrari. That is car number 7.
Oh, side by side, gets it through the kink. Oh, as that Percival runs a little bit wide. And all's good and well in love and war.
There we go. You're right. Herman Percival, who was involved there with Chris. So some heavy racing. T. Myberg in the one and lonesome only Lamborghini. And he is now having a full-on race here with Herman Percival. And just behind them, Ruan Heineke in the mediocre liveried SARCO car.
And there was trying to get it in before you said it, so I'll give that one to you.
Sorry, bro. I had to just drop that one. I do love it, though, because as you've seen, Thriller Miller runs with the lime green highlights on the car. So there is a favoritism there. As we see, Myberg and Ruan Heineke
side by side.
So, side by side through T7 and still side by side, although Ruan backs out of that and follows the Lamborghini as they go through the
Ruan should get
Valen Club.
He should get the drive now coming out of 10 and then just slotting it on the outside, and maybe he's setting him up on the inside at 11 and going around the outside of 12 and taking the inside line at 13.
There we go.
But in theory, it's always easier to do than actually pull it off.
It is. David van Dijk on the YouTube shouting for Herman Percival, so big support there for the man. Here's Jean-Andre Bierkus in a updated liveried Ford Mustang.
Chasing down a Michael Donaldson. Myberg has unfortunately been overtaken by the best livery, and we can go back and have a look at that.
And again, it's through Farm and Chapel. If you take that too tight, there you can see there comes the Ferrari, that awesome SARCO sponsored livery, and through he goes.
Gerry van Zyl, we haven't heard much about Gerry van Zyl, but here he is putting pressure on our Greek international. It is Mustang versus Mustang, purple versus white with black trim. And it looks like Membo's gone a little bit wide. He's going to hold that inside line. Gerry van Zyl trying to go around the outside. Gerry should be able to carry a lot more speed, though, around the outside as he does. And moving himself up one place with Membo now dropping down the order.
Go to fourth place, please, sir. Gideon Renner attacking the Mustang of Brandon Kruger. They were side by side through the... and sends it up the inside. Indeed.
What a move.
What a pass from far back. They were side by side for like the last half a lap. And Daniel de Villiers has arrived here as well. So I don't know if Kruger's having a tyre issue, but he is now hemorrhaging time and is dropping out of the top 5 with de Villiers right behind him. Renner easily passed, and already some daylight between himself and the Mustang of Kruger.
It might just be some overheating. Brandon just getting that car a little bit sideways. Is now losing traction. Is not able to commit into those corners. And what happens? You need to kind of slow down. Let the tires, the tires just cool down a bit. Get the grip back and have a go again.
But with de Villiers, you can see in the background there is Jason Farmer as well. So Jason has been following in the footsteps of de Villiers for the past 4 or 5 laps. Has been close, but hasn't made an attack. But de Villiers looking a little bit squirrely in the Nissan, and then there comes Jason Farmer just waiting for him to make a mistake.
But it does look like Kruger's now starting to get that gap between himself and Daniel again. Or is that now because Farmer's now putting pressure onto the back of that Godzilla?
Yep. Yeah, Jason looking very comfortable in the Ferrari. I know Daniel was talking to him earlier, and he was trying to set up a new setup for the Nissan. So he wasn't happy with what he had underneath him. And it's kind of showing. He is not planted on the track. And
Jason, Henry Meyer, where did he come from?
Yeah, he's come past Moat Musa, and he's right in the thick of things here.
No, but look, Henry Meyer almost wasn't even in the frame here, and here he goes carrying a lot of speed through here. Goes to the outside and just starts it up on the inside. Little bit of contact there, but didn't even see him coming. Did not even see him coming.
Yeah, that was a scent from a couple of corners previously, huh?
From last week,
Sure.
Tuesday.
Shame. Jason Farmer's going to be wondering, this man's in a hurry.
Whoa, Loureiro is wide again, losing the rear, coming out of 17. And it looks like the Mustangs don't really like that 17.
Right, 3T1 he comes, and possibly also having a bit of a heat issue. He is looking up ahead at Sorodia and the BMW up ahead, who also having some slip sliding away moments earlier. So, but let's see if there's any overcorrection going on in the steering wheel. In the mirrors, you can see Jude Neville in his Ferraris right there, and also looking to attack. But everything looked good through those that complex, Maggots and Beckett's.
And Jude's definitely closed up, so he is going to be joining that little battle between Andres Rodio and Sean Loureiro. And Jude will then come in slot the Ferrari between the BMW and the Mustang.
Oh, here we go. Mustang almost up next to the BMW of Sorodia. Thinks twice about it, and through they go. I'm watching the battle up ahead on my other screen here, but they're all still single file, although they're all close. But it's Renner from Kruger, De Villiers, Meyer, Farmer, Musa, Blichnout, Pillay.
And we saw a little glimpse of that that little four-way horse that went up through turn number 14. There's a Daniel still chasing down Brandon Kruger. So while Gideon Renner has gone past, Daniel almost looked like he didn't get that stopped in time.
Yeah,
and he's sideways. Did you see that?
I did. He was trying to get into Kruger's head there completely. Left the car out there and was hoping that Kruger might outbrake himself and run a bit deep. Busy flashing away, going, "Hey, I'm coming, buddy. Watch out." Oh, here's the other dice. Blichnout on the back of Moed Musa. Moed Musa sends it into T1, and Blichnout hangs on. Gets a much better drive, in fact, and now they're side by side as they enter Maggot.
Yeah, Blichnout did well there.
Yeah,
he did well there. And that's because Mohat would have had the better entry because it would be more to the left-hand side of the track, where Blichnout would have had to go wider, then still try and cut that angle as he would have gone into T4. Just very, very tricky. But here we go. Slipstream. Will Blichnout go to the inside? No, he proves me wrong. Goes to the outside. We have seen the Foster line is around the outside here, but can Mohat just hang on to that place? If Blichnout now on the inside, Mohat can still hold the outside here through turn number 9 and slot it up on the inside and then lead them single file through turn number 10. Unfortunately, not a side-by-side corner on the exit of 10. But Blichnout still looking for a way past.
And good, clean, respectful driving. Both drivers leaving plenty space for each other.
Whoa!
The Ferrari arrives at a rate because Moed Musa had to lift there, and the Ferrari of Sunjin Pillay had to take evasive action not to run in the back of him. He's now giving Moed Musa the squeeze. They're still side by side as they go through the complex there, 14, 15, and onto the Wellington Straight. Poor old Musa having to watch his mirrors and run hugely defensive now up there. And also there behind Musa, behind Sunjin Pillay, Fleming Bauer.
Through the inside, Sunjin will have the inside line now coming through 18 or 17. It's just about, will he be able to keep the drive? And yes, he does. And they kind of sorted themselves out. But look what's happening here. We've got the same problem with Thriller Miller. Sean Loureiro going very sideways. Jude Neville, and now has Andres Sorodio. So another four-way horse has just been created.
Indeed. And yep, you were 100% right. That Mustang just struggles to get out of that corner. It's just, it's all loud pedal and nothing else. No grip. Here comes Jude Neville, though, as we watch them head up to onto another lap. 50 minutes and some change left. Still 2 pit stops required by all of the drivers that we've been watching. Current lead driver that has completed a pit stop is Van Sale down in 22nd. Otherwise, everybody else here still needs to start pitting.
Farmer now applying the pressure on De Villiers, but De Villiers still trying to find a way ahead of Henry Meyer. Henry Meyer just a little bit further up the road, and we should see there's Daniel followed by the Farmer.
Well, in saying that, Henry must have obviously went by Daniel De Villiers at some point, because he had passed Jason Farmer through this set of corners 2 laps earlier. So he is busy climbing his way back up to where he was. Opening lap, he was right up there with Christoph Peterson, and then had a huge drama, which we all missed, and dropped somewhere down to like 15th, 20th. But he is on his way back up as we now see our leader, Philip Minnar, the legendary alien, and still holding the quickest lap, a 157.285 around Silverstone with fuel in the car.
And now he's just backed up with a 157.9 and still gets a red lap. Second place, currently Christoph Pedersen. That's Christoph with a K, capital K.
Capital K.
Gideon Renner in third place. He's had an absolute sterling drive here this evening. Brandon Kruger starting to get himself a little bit of breathing space. But if I look at the lap times, oh wow, last lap for Brandon Kruger, 158.52. Last lap for Henry Meyer, 158.52.
Identical lap
and
times.
If you don't believe me, let's do this. There you go. There's Henry, 158.520, 158.520 for Brandon Kruger.
Go. And you heard it in stereo.
Stereo. Okay, Jason Farmer, 0.2 now behind Daniel. Still looking for a place. Is there a send? A little Ferrari just steps out. Jason's going to show the nose into turn number 8. Just to try and upset De Villiers, but nothing happening just yet.
Antonia on YouTube saying she's watching through her hands as usual. The top guys are taking no prisoner. And War Machine from America, Minnar has got to be sipping champagne by now with his gap from the rest of the field. Yeah, he's driving one-handed. Other hand, he's scrolling TikTok videos on his cell phone.
So quite interesting. If we look at Gerrie van Zyl, he's down in 21st place, but he
Correct.
is the highest positioned driver that has pitted once.
Yes.
Isham Domingo in 23rd is then the second highest, with Chris Heineke, who's now putting pressure on Memo. Chris trying to go around the outside with the Porsche, and that was done extremely well, as Memo now tries to go defensive on the inside with Terry Wolford and Herman Percival. Memo coming back side by side, and he's going to have to brake. Lets Chris go, and Terry Wolford able to get himself ahead of Memo, with Herman now looking for an opportunity. And right behind him, there he is, Ruan Heineke in the SARCO livery.
Yep. Little correction there. Isham still has 2 pit stops to do, so he's not the second man on the track. It is Chris Heineke in 25th place. And then behind him, it's Herman Percival and Ruan Heineke that have done 1 pit stop. So everybody else with 2 stops still to go. But this dice with Baronos in the Ford Mustang and Terry Wolford is all happening. And here we're seeing Herman Percival coming along as well in the SARCO livery car.
That's Ruan Heineke on the inside.
Ruan Heineke, I beg your pardon.
Memo is wide, but managing to hang on. There he goes, and safely through. Brandon Holzhausen and VT Botha. Looks like Brandon just got that place. We might be able to grab that on the replay.
Yep, there we go.
So a little clip of the curb. VT goes wide, and that allows Brandon to just slot in front of him as he goes into Maggots and Beckett's.
I think wisely lifted a little bit and slowed himself down just to make sure he could get through there smoothly. He was way too wide through T1 and he knew it.
So Ruan Heineke now within the slipstream of Herman. But Herman now getting the toe from Terry Wolford ahead. And Herman going to the inside, getting past Terry. Terry now trying to slot in as Ruan Heineke comes through as well. Ruan goes very, very wide. And looks like Terry just taps off there. Sees Ruan might have the faster outside line. And he now goes through. Michael Donaldson has gone ahead of Memel as we see Memel starting to drop down the order. Down to a 30 with Tyler Scott now moving up one position. Let's have a look. So in 15 minutes time we've still got some overcast and partly cloudy. Still no rain threatening just yet.
I've been watching that weather widget. It just hasn't changed, man. And we've got wind. We've got 4 kilometers an hour full wind, which is enough to blow weather in, but it hasn't changed. So let's hold thumbs. Maybe something will happen still before the end of this race.
So Jason still can't find a way ahead of Daniel de Villiers, and look, it's definitely working in Johan Bluchnoot's favor, the fact that they can't get past, because they are currently holding each other up. The Henry Mayer head is in the 58.2s. Daniel de Villiers did a 59.1 and Farmer 58.9. Bluchnoot did a 58.7, so they're kind of stuck in this very, very high 58s. Jason having to go defensive with Bluchnoot around the outside. Bluchnoot should have the inside line. Jason will have to give space. And Jason is spun around.
Oh. Okay, lucky. Got away with that. Unfortunately, didn't. He got tapped, but Bluchnoot, he was too close as they were going through there. Needed to back out of that one a little bit more. Henry Mayer looking at the back of Brandon Kruger here as they go through T17 and 18 onwards for another lap. And Henry Mayer back up into the top 5 after a very big drive back. Philip Minnar from Christoph Pedersen, Gideon Renner, Brandon Kruger, Henry Mayer is your top 5. Daniel de Villiers in 6th place is now being followed by Bluchnoot with Muad Musa in 8th, Sunjin Pillay 9th, and Fleming Bauer in 10th place here. And Fleming all over the back of Sunjin Pillay for the Alpha One Esports. So old rivals picking up a new race and a new battle. And then just behind them, Paul the Wolf Enter with Jason Farmer deciding to, and wisely doing that. I've always suggested you do this, is should you have contact or have a bad lap, use that lap to pit and remove any additional excess time by pitting and minimizing your time off track. Rather get a pit stop out the way, and that's exactly what Jason Farmer is doing right now.
Yeah, that's a great mindset there for Jason Farmer. See Christopher Radloff now doing the first of his pits. And just want to see what's happening here, because Henry's still trying to find a way ahead. But I want to check here. Okay, so Ulrich de Jager is the only driver that has pitted twice, and so has Louis Serpentine. But they pitted very, very early. That was at the 7-minute 57 was Ulrich's second pit. So I'm sure he's hoping that there is no weather coming in. And Louis Serpentine, we saw that he had a stop go, so that's why he has got a 12-minute pit there as well. On the 12-minute mark, he's got his own pit stop.
Yep, correct. I think, as I mentioned very early when we started the stream, there was a good 5-6 cars that went into the pits and pitted early. Possibly there was some coming together that we didn't pick up further down the field. Or they were just looking for track position, get out of traffic and get into open air, and so pit stops were done early. That looks like Chris Radloff there, who might have just picked up a stop go 30 for speeding in the pit lane. But watching a replay here of the Mustang, and that's
Sean Herrero. Yep.
Yes,
has a big send after the hanger straight, goes on the inside, tightens the line, and he gets through pretty easily in the end.
And cleanly. So there we go. Pass done for Sean Herrero. And he goes past Tyler Scott's Ferrari up into 27th. But there you can see just further down Christopher Radloff with the SG30 next to his name. So Christopher Radloff hasn't been around, I'd say, for almost a year, if not longer. Ooh, that Lamborghini going very wide now as they come into...
No, I think what was happening there is they saw that Philip Minor was coming through, so Tyron just going straight, getting out of the way.
Getting out the way.
And Frankie just holding his line. Some blue flags. Let's see if Philip goes to the inside. Frankie sees him coming and lets him go. Terry showing that he's dropped a place. Let's see if we can go back and have a look, see what happened there. And this is Terry and Farmer. Okay, fair enough. So Farmer coming out of the pits and just getting himself ahead of Terry.
So as I was saying, Redloff, who hasn't been around for a while, he is a welcome name back to the ACC GT3 series, and joining our teammate Sunjin for Alpha One Esports. Oh, Etienne Maton running very deep there behind Veronis's Mustang, almost following him, a bit of target fixation going on there, but now looking up the inside and just trying to get in Veronis's head. But as you can see, Dice is all the way up and down the field. We're currently watching this for 28th and 29th place, and these guys are going at it hammer and tongs. Now they're almost side by side as they head into turn 11 and 12, sorry. And Veronis takes the Mustang through and now into this very tight and complicated inside section of farm, chapel and village. You can either get make it or break it, as Jason Farmer unfortunately found out earlier, but he has taken advantage of that. Got a pit stop done and dusted and out the way, and still watching that weather widget. I don't think you turned up the volume quite enough because it's still partly cloudy with sun. I don't see any rain arriving yet, unfortunately.
Well, look, when there's say 20 minutes left to go, and we can see that there's a 15-minute. Come on, it has to deliver. So we'll definitely check the widget as we see a memo getting lots and lots of pressure now by Etienne. But while Etienne is putting the pressure on Memo, his Memo's putting that pressure on Tyler ahead in that Ferrari.
Oh,
yo!
Well, who's going which way? And yo, I wasn't sure who was going to take what line as they go through Maggots and Beckett's. Wisely thinking the better of it and lifting and following single file, but that's allowed Mouton to arrive, and he's right under the rear wing of the Mustang as they head up the hangar straight. He's going to be looking into Stowe. He does start and he does send it. We're on board on the Mustang and the Ferrari's next to him, so they are now side by side as they head down towards Vale. Late braking by the Mustang, and there's nothing the Ferrari can do, and he's got to follow, and Etienne goes back in behind Veronis, and through they go.
Sure, great racing from these guys. No, Etienne. Ish. Ouch.
Silence.
Yeah. Right. Jumping back to 10th place, Jude Neville currently in 10th. He's right behind Darren Miller. And a lot of these guys are now on lap number 19. We are... What is that? So we've already gone past the halfway mark. And a lot of them still haven't pitted. So I wonder whether that uncertainty of the weather is still plaguing them. Because...
I can't tell you... I'm sorry. I can tell you Blicknote. He is out. He has just come out down in 13th place. The Blicknote's the first of the leaders that has pitted early, now 15th. And he is out and one pit stop done and dusted.
So Gerry van Zyl, remember we had mentioned him earlier. So he's in 14th and he's actually ahead of Blicknote. And Isham, who has pitted now as well. So Isham's in 16th. Blicknote is 17th. And it is, where did he go? There, Gerry van Zyl, 14th place, who is the highest of the one stoppers.
It was the earlier pit stops when they came out in without traffic. We've looked now, it's been in traffic and fighting. So yeah, you can see where the undercut has been of benefit. So net leader at the moment, as we see Brandon Kruger into the pits from 3rd place, and he's bringing the Mustang in to get a stop done. So we'll monitor where Blicknote is. And a couple of other drivers just to see where they come out. Fleming Bauer also into the pits. Here we go. So the pits are now going to light up with just on 34 minutes and some change to go.
So Hedy now coming out of turn 17. And Brandon Kruger still hasn't got going yet. Hedy's coming in for his 2nd pit stop. So that just ruined that whole show we were trying to put on. Thanks for that, Hedy.
Brandon Kruger still in the pits, showing that he's putting a huge amount of fuel in. He's off the jacks now and rolling. So there he goes. And let's look around. He's coming by.
So 30.25 stopped, which means that's fuel and some tires.
Yep.
And 27-second travel time.
Okay, Johan Blicknote has sailed through from 16th. He's passed a bunch of people. Fleming Bauer coming out the pits. Holzhausen coming out. Gerry van Sale coming out the pits. So we're just going to now try and let everything update. And we'll tell you exactly who's where and who's what. But currently your net leader on track, obviously it is Philip Minnaar, and he's just arrived in the pits, as has Christoph Peterson from 1st and 2nd place. So here come our leaders. Henry Mayer also in from 4th place, as is Daniel de Villiers. So Gideon Renner takes a gamble, and he is going to run long, and he takes the early lead now, leaving his 2 pit stops for very late in the race. Daniel de Villiers in, Sunjin Pillay in from 6th place, Darren Miller in from 7th place. Everyone kind of arriving now. Jude Neville, he is
Darren
Jude
as
Neville
well
goes through. Yeah, Darren Miller in. So gone through was Gideon Renner and Jude Neville promoting himself 2nd place, and Andre Sorodia up into 3rd place for Project Vapor.
Sure, talk about a busy pit stop. We got Aiden the Pink Russell Muscle who has joined us, saying hello stream. Good evening, Aiden. How's it? We're sorry we couldn't get you in for the season, but let's get you in for the next one. Jason Farmer behind Michael Donaldson, currently on net positions. So they are fighting for position, both currently on 1 pit stop, as Michael peels in to go and do his pit stop. So that will be his 2nd pit stop. And Jason Farmer now up into 14th. Henry May, stop, go.
Oh, and Sunjin Pillay.
And Sunjin.
Oh, the guys are not seeing the slow down boards, or somebody's knocked the 50, the pit limiter board down. So 2 big drivers getting stop go 30s. That's going to put them right out of it for now. In fact, Sunjin is just retired completely. He's just so, I'm not going to put up with this. And so he's left us, unfortunately. But Gideon Renner, your new leader with Jude Neville and Andre Sorodia, 1st, 2nd and 3rd for now.
But there are so many people further down, because we've got Chris Heinecker, who's 23rd, who has done 2 stops. Isham Domingo has done 2 stops. Rowan Heinecker has done 2 stops. VT Botha done 2 stops. And that's him chasing down Isham. Okay, Christopher Radloff, I'll say, done 2 stops. But the one was not an intentional. That was his little stop go. Oh, here we go. The position changes. And this is Blicknote versus Darren Miller. And Darren getting that place, moving up a position. We can just quickly jump at the replay and see what had happened. I think Blicknote might have got the place back, and then Darren. Oh, so that's what had happened. Okay, yeah, I get it. I get it. it was him basically overtaking the timing, just updating.
So you're right. Kerry van Sailor pitted like on the first or second lap. Is now your new track net leader, and he is ahead of Paul Venter and Chris Heineke, who have all completed their pit stops. But Kerry van Sail in amongst the thick of it right here with Tyler Scott's Ferrari. And then up ahead of him is
side by side. What is going on here? Look, no, not backing out. And he manages to sneak up on the inside through turn number 5. Wow. Oh, Sanjan's saying pit limiter button slipped.
Yes, Sanjan. Right, dude. Okay, sorry about that, bro. It didn't mean you had to disconnect, man. You could have carried on, but bad luck, bro.
So yeah, that's definitely a fantastic overtake. Wow. Michael putting some pressure. They are now side by side, Michael and Herman Percival. And at the back there, that is Ruan. Looks like you're overtaking Mazi van Dondo. Mazi is further down the order.
Yep.
As Ruan pitches the car in through turn number 1.
Verona's with the DT down there in 35th.
Oh, here we go. There's some action happening here as well. And this is my name's Jeff putting pressure onto the back of Fred Conradi and Etienne Mouton coming through for the ride.
Oh dear.
Christopher Radloff is moved up a place with Fleming Bauer. Well, that's not Fleming Bauer. That's not Fleming Bauer either. Where did Fleming Bauer go? Have we just lost Fleming? I think we have, because we've just had 5 or 6 drivers just moving up the order.
Yeah, I can't select him. It says he's in the pits, but I can't select him, so I think he's had a disconnect. So unfortunately, it looks like we've lost Fleming. Gideon Renner.
Kelly van Zyl now on the back of Brandon Holtzhausen. Previous lap times 159.2 for Gerry and a 159.5 for Brandon, so pretty much evenly paced. And their fastest lap times is Gerry does have the quicker of the two by only 0.3, however, so pretty evenly matched. Gerry, however, has done 2 pit stops versus Brandon's 1.
Kerry van Zyl leading Paul the Wall Venter from Chris Heineke at the moment as far as the completed pit stops go. But a good couple of cars have done their pit stops, and we're waiting now for the leading pack to come in for their second stops as we approach just under 27 minutes.
And this is 3 wide. The Memo having a look to the inside, and he's able to get ahead of Terry. As a little bit of a side contact there between Memo and Fred Conradi. Fred's going to have a look and sends it, pushing Memo off. He kind of takes the escape road.
Oh,
that car not looking happy.
it was a wild and woolly scent going on there.
Etienne behind Jeff. 0.3, and Jeff's fastest time is actually 0.7 slower than Etienne, so Etienne does have some pace here this evening, and looking to put some pressure on the white roofer dish McLaren.
A war machine in America going Ekas Mol.
And that's the American guy, I'm just saying.
And that's the American guy. For real. He's learning well, boys.
So,
right.
Getty still trying to find a way around Brandon. Oh, something's happened. Sean Lerero, you've got a yellow flag. What did you do? Was there a little bit of a Cummings offings?
It looked like he was a little wide through the end of Beckett's. Runs a bit deep here.
Car understeers. Oh,
that's a huge wide, actually. There's some damage there.
Yeah, that car's definitely not looking straight anymore.
Right. While that was happening, Henry Mayer has completed his stop go 30 and is out and somewhere down 17th place in amongst the two pit stop crew. As we see Andres Arodia into the pits, and he is about to complete his first stop.
Yeah, what got my attention there is I saw Philip had actually got an overtake, and he had moved up back into second place ahead of Andres Arodia. I kind of missed the little detail that Andre was going into the pits.
Right.
You're getting attacking that curb on the inside. Going through turn number 11, just not able to close down on Brandon just yet. But these Mustangs, they really do struggle getting out of the hairpins, don't they?
Well, it might look like they do, but they're certainly not slow. I mean, our race leader is in one of these things, and he certainly isn't slow. Oh, side by side. Guys need to watch their radars as they are side by side now coming through turn 16 and 17. And good overtake happening there. Kerry van Zyl making the stick and going right by Brandon Holzhausen.
Yeah, that was a really good overtake. Johan Bucklow back in the action, chasing down Jude Neville in his Ferrari. Now into turn number 8, not close enough to have a little pounce. Johan taking lots of the inside curb there, trying to get his green machine. I think that's what it says on the rear wing of that car. We'll send. Bleed green. Okay, close enough.
Bleed green, yeah. I was just watching Gideon Renner go through T1, and he was so wide, he was almost off the rumble strips. Must have picked up a track cut through T1. So. Our current track race leader pushing the Ferrari to try and make up time, but Philip Minnaar 30 seconds back and in second place.
Is this going to be a send on the inside from Johan on the Ferrari? Looks like it is. Turns in nice and early. Jude has to give him space, and a block note goes, but let's see. This is turn number 17. I said the Mustangs have not liked this, unless that seemed pretty decent, because he is definitely pulling away.
I think it was specifically Brandon Holzhausen's setup or how his car was set up, because he was very sideways coming out of turn 17. Michael Donaldson, as we look up ahead at Isham Domingo, Michael Donaldson having all his pit stops done. And not too far back behind him, there's Mr. Percival himself. So we go, Henry Mayer now.
Henry Mayer and Brandon, they were basically swapping positions. So Henry is ahead, and Brandon was ahead, and Henry was ahead. But Henry now able to secure that place. We can quickly jump back here to Michael, who's going to have a look on the inside. I think Isham got a bad run coming out of turn 15, because he's now dropped down and lost places to both Michael Donaldson and Herman Percival.
Yep, and unfortunately his teammate Andres Arodia has just picked up a DT. So Andre in 7th place, having to do a complete drive through for off-track cuts. So not looking too good for him. Etienne Mouton again looking at the back of
my name's Jeff.
That man. I have to send a telegram to to Dylan to wake up.
Etienne's definitely struggling to find a way around the McLaren. And I must say, lots of love coming through for Johan Blocknote. So David van Wyk saying, let's go Johan. And Johan Pretorius saying, let's go Blocknote.
Yeah, indeed. Lots of support. So, Luknout going to inherit 7th place now with Andres Arodia peeling off for his DT.
Yeah.
And Luknout goes into 7th. And there we go. I see the board still there on your screen. So, people are getting... was there a bit of contact there? Kruger onto the back of de Villiers' Nissa. And he comes back online. Let's have a look on that replay. Oh, yes. There's a little bit of a tap as they come into Maggots.
A little bit of a tappy tap there.
A little tappy
tap.
A little hit and run. And it looks like they're on their way, with de Villiers also back on his way and just behind him. So I'm sure Daniel will fight his way back and see if he can get back by that Mustang.
Didn't Andre go into the pits?
He did.
Oh, that was a drive-through. Didn't he have to go and do that drive-through? Yeah. Okay.
That was the DT. There we go. And so look at that, Mr. Van Zyl, still cleanly in leading as far as the completed pit stops goes, and that from way back when that he did that pit stop.
Yeah, there I was going to go and say, but hold on, Andres Rode is also now done 2, and he's ahead of Gerrie and Henry Meyer. But that is not the case. Jude Neville, what's happened to Jude here?
Gideon Renner, by the way, just does his first of 2 pit stops from the lead. As we come back to this replay.
Yeah, it had Jude. Oh, there we go. A little contact on the back. Tyler Scott just tickling Jude's coconuts and sending him almost around.
Yes, right. Henry Platt in the pits from 4th place, as is Johan Blichnout. So Blichnout now trying to get his second stop done and dusted. As these two go by, it's Jason Farmer chasing now.
Thriller Miller. I'll help you with that one.
Thriller Miller. I was just trying to remember, he was chasing Daniel.
Well, then you could have just said Daniel Miller, and it would have been one or the other, so it would have been safe.
I'll be fired as this team boss if I have to say that, dude. Jeepers.
Oh, goodness.
Right, I am just watching further down. Blichnout comes out the pits. His pit stop is completed, and I want to see where he comes out in comparison to Gerrie. And
Gerrie is
he's ahead. So Blichnout is ahead. Gerrie's just come through T1.
Yeah. Well, it's so there's Gerrie in that little 3-way horse that was happening down there. So what's that? 12 seconds is the distance between Johan and Gerrie.
Yep. So Blichnout now. Oh, Henry Meyer, another go 30 for him. He's just having an absolute torrid time here. He wasn't happy with that. Brendan Holtzhausen, does a big send up the inside of that Mustang. Was that Gerrie Van Zyl?
That was.
Gee whiz, that was a little bit brutal. Let's watch a replay.
Oh, that
went a long way back.
That went back a minute. Apologies, I missed the custom button and it's a minute. So we'll just sit here for the next 20 seconds and we'll see what happened.
Yeah, I stick to the 10:30 and 1. I don't fiddle with that custom. Once I tried to do something with that and the whole game froze for like 10 hours. It was a write-off. I had to close it and reopen it.
So Brandon DeSantos just getting out of the way, and here comes Brandon Holtzhausen in the back. Oh, and it's going to stop. It's actually not even going to give us the move. Oops. And there we're back to live. Fail. Yo. If anybody is going to have these issues about feeling like someone's following him, it's definitely going to be Darren Miller. Jason Farmer has been following him since they've come out of the pits.
And just for your info, Philip Minard has now completed his pit stops and he's in 4th place. Oh, what did I just watch? Kerry Van Sale just got hammered on the start line from 14th. Sure. It wasn't Kerry Van Sale, it was another Mustang that he hit.
So Gerry's now dropped down behind. You see, I was saying Russell Rodeo and his 2 pit stops. It's killing me, that. Absolutely killing me.
I think it was Chris Wall. I think it might have been Chris Wall getting lapped, and that's who got hit there. No, I'm not sure. Anyway.
Let's. We got 14 minutes left, and it's still saying that there's no rain. Like, so we've got the biggest, baddest, best giving us a high five, intelligent thumbs up, and that's how you. That's how you would read that emoji.
That's my guy Andy up in Joburg. How are you, Andy? Big supporter of PWSR.
Whoa!
Oh, was that a... Yeah, that was... Jason Palmer was doing a Vin Diesel pit lane. And
No,
he just got it right.
No, I think that Darren was going to go in as well.
Let's see this replay. Ooh.
What was that?
That was interesting. He might have thought about it and... No, hang on. If he's going, I'll say out.
Yeah.
Good catch there, Dylan.
Yeah, thank you. So I might be pushing the wrong buttons, but I can definitely see when something's not in the norm.
Got you.
Just catching up with Chris Wall for Logistical Nightmare Racing. And even though the surname is Wall, he doesn't have the same status as Paul the Wall Fenter.
Yeah, but he races for the same team.
Yeah.
Interesting. David van Wyk on the YouTube channel also shouting for Jan and saying our teacher.
Oh,
So,
wow. So
could
Johan
be something
Bluchnote
that
is the teacher, and we've got David van Wyk and Johan Pretorius cheering on their teacher. Now that's actually pretty sick.
That is, hey. So thanks for the update there, David.
Oh, there's a car on the inside.
Oh, I saw that. Go back there. It's Chris.
But how did
Porsche.
Chris get there?
Oh,
Oh,
my
the car
word.
just rotated.
It's that car with the engine right behind the rear axle. It's the Beetle with the supercharger. Yeah.
He literally liberty spinned himself.
did.
That's the Spanner Award right there.
The Spanner Award. The Lance Stroll Award.
The Spanner was from our Project Cars days.
No, right, okay.
Because it's a person who spanned the most gets the Spanner Award.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Herbert Percival in 17th place, trying to find a way ahead of Michael Donaldson, currently in 16th. And through turn number 14, it is quite an interesting race so far. We haven't had the weather come through, which is what we were really, really hoping for.
We were actually. We were hoping for something to really discuss and chew over and throw at these drivers, and it just didn't work. We thought we got it right, and it hasn't materialized.
So David Viveka says that he's known him for 13 years and he's been trying to get me to race faster for 13 years and he missed the sign up. Well, David,
Soccer sign up.
yeah, David, just remember fastest fingers first. And yes, apologies, we had 50 slots available and they filled up within an hour
90
and 20
minutes. Yeah.
An hour and 27 minutes. All 50 spots were taken.
It was maniac, no question. Okay, got a whole pile of everybody pretty much getting a pit stop out the way. Gideon Renner still owes us one. The current leader, Philip Minor, in second place, has completed both of his Brandon Kruger and De Villiers and Musa need to do their second stops. Then Christoph Peterson in 6th place. He has completed 2 pit stops. Then it's Jude Neville and Thriller Miller in 8th place, still owing 2 pit stops. Henry Platt, he owes us one in 9th, and Andre Sorodia rounds out your top 10 with 1 more pit stop to come.
Yeah, Andre's 1 pit stop, unfortunately, was just a drive-through. That showed Mohat was slow, but it didn't show there was a position, unless you just had to come off a little bit. Oh, Michael and Sean Lerero are having a little tussle here as they head into turn number 14, and just behind them is Herman Percival. So a little 3-way horse happening late on here as the sun starts to settle behind the Silverstone grandstand. I would say Silverstone stars, but there's no stars yet because the sun's still out.
Exactly. However, it's 8:15 in the evening there.
That's a Sean Herrera problem, that in that Mustang. So I wouldn't be on the outside. I wouldn't be on his outside. Yeah, I thought so.
He held it that time. But yeah, that car is super, super loose.
Oh.
So on we go. Sean Herrera, Michael Donaldson, and Herman Percival. You can throw a blanket over these 3. And just up ahead, that is a slow mark. I think it's Tyler's Ferrari that they're coming to.
Yeah. Some warning flashing lights saying, Tyler, the 3 of us want to come through, please. But Tyler doing what is right, holding his line, being predictable, and then he can move out of the way and let these 3 go and tussle out down the hanger straight. It's going to be very interesting as they're now 3 wide down the hanger straight with Sean Lerero trying to go around the outside. Michael Donaldson to the inside. Has Percival behind been able to get past Tyler? Yes, he has. They now head down into the Vale on the brakes. Michael on the inside, just cutting off that angle for Sean. Sean now having to slot in as Herman does the same thing.
I'll tell you what, that Mustang of Sean's looking worse for wear. Very second-hand and beat up almost every panel of it. So he's had some contact around the track.
Yeah, remember we did see him going through on the exit of Beckett's and just clapping the wall there.
Yeah, it's correct. Yes, I do remember.
So collecting and clapping is collecting is one word all in one. So Andres Rodeo now into the pits to finish his 3rd pit, but his 2nd of the mandatory pits. Philip Minard, look at that. His fastest time now, a 1:57.000.
Oh, you had to round it off, eh? To the nearest 1,000th.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Move to the inside. And Philip just getting the car in, and that Mustang a little bit rear happy as Sean Domingo tries to follow the Mustang out of turn 14, but to no avail. Did you hear that? He tried the move down the Vale, but to no avail.
I see what you did there.
If only that had been used in the right place. Okay, Herman is still fighting with Sean Lerero's Griffin Mustang, and Sean, I'm pretty sure that steering wheel, I'm almost certain, is not holding true. Let's see. Yeah, there we go.
Let's have a look when he gets into a straight. Yeah, this is leftover damages from hitting that wall through Maggots and Beckett's probably. Probably a tie rod that's a little bit out, and so he's constantly steering to the right all the time.
Track cut, that's looks like it's Herman to the outside. Oh, you did slot in behind. And did you see that glare as they came out of the turn number 10? Sorry, guys. Oh!
He's not going to
stop that. On the brakes!
Oh! Sean Lerero was trying to avoid him. He came back on the track right behind Sean, over into the back of him. It was a complete accident from both parties, actually. But There we go. Herman carries on, and Sean is left somewhere as we look at Christoph Peterson in the sole Honda having a huge dice here with Renner.
And these two guys, remember, Renner went in nice and early. They are fighting for position.
Yeah,
This is a net
place.
pit stop position. And you saw the BMW in the back there. That is Mohat Musa. So he's only 0.3 as Renner goes wide. Christoph going to try to go around the outside. He's going to get that car stopped. It does. And is slowed up by... Renner is slowed up by Christoph. That should allow Mohat to start closing in that gap. Yes, all of a sudden that gap is now down to 3.1 seconds to Mohat.
But Mohat still has a pit stop to complete, so it's not really a position. But complete block pass there from Christoph Peterson, planting the car right where he needed to, and just braking it in the apex of the corner. There was nothing that Renner could do, and he had to brake and avoid that. Dropping back to Donaldson with Andres Heredia.
So that was Donaldson trying a move down, but to no avail.
Oh, there we go. Well done. Through a veil.
Through a veil, but the pass was to no avail.
Some excellent work here from my fellow commentator, Mr. Hall.
Setting them dad jokes up as well as a block note side by side through Baggett's and Beckett's.
Baggett's. Right.
Michael Donaldson on the inside, but the BMW should have the legs. That's not a really good camera angle, is it? It just doesn't like the sun. Is there going to be a send on the inside? Radio does see him coming, but Michael just backing out of that one, not creating too much trouble. But Michael must just be careful because Andre is going to need to go to the pits soon, and the last thing you need is him collecting him as he's trying to get past.
I've also just watched Brandon Kruger complete his pit stop and come out, and he is in 8th place. So he's finished his pit stops and completed them. And
Brandon is 4 seconds behind Darren and 10 seconds ahead of behind Bluchnet. We got Mr. Bean SA saying, go Bluchnet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been an absolutely fantastic race. And that's just that sun that's coming down.
It is. You want to be in cockpit view and see what that
looks like. Oh, Michael is too deep. That's going to allow Andre to go past pretty easily.
He completely missed his braking marker with that sun and glare. Dude, Neville comes into the pits from 6th. As does Miller, Thriller.
And Daniel de Villiers. So I guess
Daniel.
I guess they are in comms saying we are pitting in 3, 2, 1, box.
Exactly. Lastminute.com, typical. So Daniel comes out. And
hold on.
Where is he?
Hold on. Mohat still needs to pit.
He'll get it in this lap.
This
is seriously lastminute.com.
This would be the last of the .coms.
Defos.
So I was trying to do the reverse math, but yeah, he should be fine. Michael is trying to have another go on Andres Radio.
Yeah, that glare is hectic out there right now.
Oh, that's better.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give
Right, leader starts the last lap. So Philip Minnaar has indeed gone over the start-finish line. I am just keeping my eyes peeled on Moat Musa, who still owes us a pit stop, and he's coming round a T17.
He better do it now.
He has to peel it now, and he does. There he does. So I'm going to watch.
Whoa! Talk about attacking that pit stop line.
This is going to be an up and down, and I'm watching De Villiers come round T17 now.
Mohat is...
He's still rolling.
Yo.
Right, Daniel De Villiers going over the start-finish line now. So Daniel De Villiers will go into 5th place. Jan Bluchnout goes past.
Jason Farmer.
He's not going to make it past. So I think Moat Musa's out.
Yeah, there he comes. So Jason Farmer is going to slot in behind Mohat Musa. You can hear Jason Farmer's Ferrari. And you'll see that he'll be approaching Magus and Beckett's now. Okay, but all eyes now currently on our race leader, Philip Minnaar. Has had a very, very, dare I say, quiet race, but I'm pretty sure there would be some back markers that he would needed to have compensated through.
For want of a better word, but navigate by. With his pace, he's incredible to watch. And it doesn't look like he's doing anything out of the ordinary, but the lap times surely show. He's the best part of almost a full second quicker than everybody else on track.
There we go. So he just slowed down just to make sure that he didn't have to do another lap. So Philip Minnaar comes home in 1st place with Christoph Pedersen in 2nd, followed by Gideon Renault, one of the early pitters, getting that clean air right up at the beginning of the race. He's going to cross the line in 3rd place. I'm pretty sure he's going to be absolutely ecstatic with that.
Agreed.
Brandon Kruger, great race there for him, 4th. A great recovery drive there for him from the sprints from last week. Then Donna De Villiers and Johan Bluchnout. This is a position. Daniel De Villiers taking 5th place. Johan Bluchnout taking 6th. 0.2 of a second is their gap. Mohat Musa comes out in 7th place. A good result there for him with Farmer. Pretty sure a little bit disappointed, but 8th, still within that top 10. 9th place goes to Jude Neville with a Thriller Miller in 10th place, followed by Gerry van Sale in 11th. Great result there for Gerry. The Paul the Wall Fenter stays off the wall and brings it home in 12th. Henry Platt, he weaves his way through into a 13th position.
I see what you did there.
Michael hits a duck out of the crashes and gets himself into 14th place. Andres Rodeo, 3 pit stops is a charm for him with 15th place. Herman Percival, great battle there for him, right in the thick of things, followed by Ruan Heineke in the SARCO best delivery car. Brandon Holtzhausen in 18th place, followed by Chris Heineke in 19th. Then VT Buerta, he comes home in 20th with Sean Lerero 21st, bringing home a very battled, bruised Mustang. Then it is Chris Wall, Flip Van Sale, Christopher Radloff, welcome back to ACC, sir. Etienne Mouton, then my name's Jeff. Terry Wolford 28th, Jean-Ray Bierkes 29th, then it is Tyler Tyron, Fred Karate, Timothy Agamemnon Veronis, Louis Serpentine, Robert Stoltz, Ulrich de Jager, Jabulani Madzivandondo, and then Brandon DeSantos rounding up the top of the positions. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back shortly. We're going to go into some drivers' interviews. Don't go away. Let's hear what the top 3 have to say.
And Audi car owners Looking for top-notch car service and repair without breaking the bank? At VA Auto Repairs, we're the VW and Audi specialist you can trust. Our expert team ensures quality repairs and maintenance with a guarantee of satisfaction. From brakes to engine overhauls, we can handle it all. Your car is in good hands. RMI approved, we deliver excellence at fair prices. Your safety and satisfaction, our top priorities. Book your car service today. Visit our website or call 011 315 4001. And don't forget to quote SARCO when making your booking. VA Auto Repairs, your trusted partner in vehicle care.
VA Auto, your trusted partner in vehicle care, indeed. Alan, what a crazy race. We didn't quite get to see the rain that we were hoping for, but I must say a clean start, and we got down to the racing nice and early on, and what a race. Indeed.
Yeah, you know, the top 10 kind of got through the first sector pretty much flawlessly. There was there was good respectful racing all the way through. A little bit here and there, you know, we saw further back behind the top 5, top 6, but that's what it is at Silverstone through Maggots and Beckett's. But in general, a very good race, and yeah, unfortunately, our server missed the randomness, the weather component. But I think overall the racing was excellent to watch, and there was dicing right up until the end.
And that's exactly what we wanted. The fact that we've got the top 10, if we exclude Philip and Christoph, they were just way too fast. And we had Gideon that was down at the bottom, so we didn't even know where he was placing relative to the rest. But to have from 4th down to 11th place within 3 seconds of each other just shows you how tight that it definitely was.
Definitely. Well, yeah, that was the race to watch.
Well, let's go to you, Gideon. An absolutely fantastic race. Kind of went in nice and early, got out of all the hustle and bustle, and an early pit stop. Did you spend much time in any of the practice servers, and were you expecting some rain?
Yeah, I was expecting actually rain. I was actually looking quite forward to the rain. I felt quite comfortable in the practice server under the rain. So when we got placed on the grid, I thought, oh, I don't see rain coming now, but for in case something changes, I'm gonna fill up and see what happens. And yeah, about halfway through the race, I still felt comfortable with the tires, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna play the game and go long, not changing tires. But yeah, Christoph was just too fast. I couldn't hold him back. I tried a bit and then ran off. The tires were done.
Don't worry, if you go back to the live stream, you'll see that. We got you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Gideon, was that a hybrid setup because of in case of rain, or was it a pure dry setup and you just had wets ready in case?
It was more dry.
Okay.
I do have some stuff that I like to change just to make for in case, but most of the time I just race a dry setup even if it rains. I'm just comfortable with it. If it starts raining, I'm more just put on a bit more TC, bit more ABS. But yeah, I was ready for the rain, nevertheless.
Lekker. Good driving, man.
No, awesome. Great result there for you, Gideon. Let's go to you, Christoph, with the K. A much better result here for you. The sprints, obviously a little bit frantic last week, but it looked like you kind of got into rhythm nice and early and brought home a good second place.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. The last 3 races were really not great. I made a really bad decision at Kyalami, and then the Monza races were also not that good. Yeah, I didn't expect Gideon to not take tires. I thought at Silverstone the tires wear so much that you can't really do that efficiently, but then he was suddenly in front of me and I thought, okay, now the game is on, pretty much. And my setup was a bit like a gamble towards dry. I even lowered the wing a bit to compete a bit more with the McLarens and Mustangs on the straight. Didn't really need it. I thought I would need it against Gideon, but then he made that mistake in the fast corner and I thought, now I have to use it. And yeah, everything kind of went perfectly.
And from the wet point of view, were you looking forward to the wet, or were you happy that it had stayed dry?
Let's say I wouldn't have minded it. My car is really good in the wet, so it also doesn't need many changes, usually a bit less rake, but it was fine to drive. I did like 2 or 3 laps in the wet session just before the race and felt comfortable. So I thought like, well, not a problem.
No, absolutely fantastic. Well done. Great recovery considering the results from Monza. And I'm pretty sure take the points and we'll head to the next sprint.
Thank you, guys.
Well done, Christoph.
Let's go to you and now, Philip. A absolutely cracker of a qualifier, and then kind of just eased your way through that first lap, and it was every lap absolute pure poetry to watch, and kind of just let the race just happen behind you.
Yeah, I do not like Silverstone at all, so I avoided practice until like 10 minutes before quali. I didn't really have a setup, so I just kind of winged it with setup and. But yeah, I've had a few races here, but I do not like this track one bit. Like this is my kryptonite for sure.
But you're comfortable here, dude.
I think it comes with the experience.
Yeah.
Comes with the experience.
And if there was some rain, would that have thrown a little spanner in the works there for you?
Yes. This car is terrible window. You might as well drive with slicks in the rain. You know, the wets are it's so bad in the wet. It's not that bad, but yeah, it's probably, when we did testing, it's about 4 or 5 tenths slower on max pace versus the Honda, the Aston, the Ferrari. Sure. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky regarding the weather today. So
no, absolutely awesome. Back wins there for you. So I'm pretty sure that you're feeling good going into the next round, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, thanks.
Well
done, Philip. Great drive, Freddie.
All I can say, what an amazing racing here this evening. Thank you to everybody who joined us on the live stream. Those comments were coming through. And I must definitely say, it looked like Johan Blochner was definitely the favorite for this week.
He did. He had a lot of support here this week.
A lot of support coming through. But obviously, how we get our support is through our sponsors. So a big thank you to Lekker Rubber with NAG. Guys, I have mentioned their new magazine, the winter editions. They are out. Go check them out. They do have a double cover, so you can get one of the 2 covers, or you can do what I did and got both. nagshop.co.za. You can go and order it online. It is readily available. Go check out ALM Solutions as well as VA Auto. VA Auto Repairs, as well as Celtic Tuning. All the details are in the description. Go check it out. Support the brands that support SARCO, which make this all possible.
Yep. Thanks very much to all the sponsors. Thanks to all of you on the YouTube channel for coming and joining us. We do feed off your input. We enjoy the discussions and the chats, and enjoy seeing you supporting your drivers and family members and teachers who knew. So thanks very much for being out there and the support. It's much appreciated. And Dylan, good job this evening. I thought the race and coverage went awesomely. Thanks for having me in the booth. And yeah, we will see you next week then for back to the dual sprint series. And there we go.
Yeah, we are definitely going back to the sprints, and we know the sprints do make it very, very interesting, because again, that 1 lap qualifier, like we say, anything can happen. And we are going to Barcelona, so some sprint racing about Barcelona. What would you be doing on your Wednesday night next week? Well, I'll tell you what, you should be here. That's where you should be. Guys, thank you very much. All we can say, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to the sponsors once again. Guys, keep practicing, keep racing. And as always, thanks for watching. Yos.
Yes.